Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're talking these two. That's right, they're back in the news. This time the pouty one on the left, next to the Kermity one on the right, is in the news, and it has to do with where he'll stay when he goes back to the UK. Probably should have thought of that before burning all those bridges, right, Harold of Harold and Fraud? Here to talk about this with me is, well, Harry himself. Say hi, Harry.
Hello, this is Prince Harry. If no other option, perhaps I can stay at a Harry B&B. But let me in. Burger Pa will let me sleep on the floor. Let me in.
Tell him who you are.
But hey, this is Jay, also known as Dr. Bad Vibes. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch, not being Harry.
All right, so the whiny one's back in the news. I assume fodder for his next horrible book, right? He's being all whiny and spoiled brat. Well, like the picture above. Actually, Harry, can you explain what's going on in this picture?
Pa won't let me stay at Windsor Castle. It's my home. I wouldn't live there. I don't know why they're being so mean to me. It's not like I did anything, or my wife. I don't even get a birthday horse.
Ow, sounds like the real Harry. Thank you for that, Lord Gander. Okay, so I always get asked about this picture, and it's one I had found a long time ago. I was putting together, pictures as I do for my video, and I needed a picture of him pouting, so I literally just Googled Prince Harry pout, and I found this picture, and it's just so perfectly sums him up to me. He's just this pouty little prick. I don't know. I feel like this is his true personality coming out right here. He's just a lot angrier now. All right, so this is coming out of the Daily Mail, and it says Prince Harry must now give notice if he wants to visit King Charles, as Duke of Sussex is denied room at Windsor Castle during recent trip. I love this story, and there's a follow-up to it that's come out since that we will get into. So this is the original article. I wanted to talk about this first, and then we'll get into the most recent article because Buckingham Palace has responded to some of the nonsense. All right, so Prince Harry must now give notice if he wants to visit the king and stay at any royal properties. It has emerged after he was denied a room at Windsor Castle earlier this month. I will not say his title anymore. The spoiled brat flew to London for the Well Child Awards. We know he went to Well Child, and then he had asked to stay at Windsor while King Charles was staying at Balmoral to mark the anniversary of the passing of Her Majesty the Queen. It's believed that Harry planned to stay at Windsor Castle so he could visit the Queen's resting place at St. George's Chapel the following day. But it goes on to say he was denied to his request on the grounds that no properties were available on short notice. It's believed that Buckingham Palace also told him that he'd have to put in a formal request to see his father during his visit. It's unclear if King Charles was aware of the correspondence. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give my opinions on this. I really think Doofus has burnt his bridges. I think his father, the king, will always love him, but I think they just have... They have so much to do, like, being the king of the United Kingdom, and Prince of Wales, Princess of Wales, they have so much to do, and they've been through so much with him. They just need to, what's the saying? Keep calm, carry on, basically. And so I think that's what they're doing. They've moved on with their lives, whereas this miserable one and the mic stealing one, they can't move on. Evidenced by their inability to give up their titles. Even in articles like this, the titles. They sure as hell don't mind burning bridges and trying to tear down the royal family, but they sure cling on to those titles. So when things like this happen and they try to move on, I really think, and I don't know, I'm just guessing, I'm wondering if Harry's people aren't putting these stories out here to say, oh, actually, what am I doing? I'll let him say it for himself.
It's so unfair. King Pa's making me give notice for my visits and make sure I'm not covered in microphones, which I totally wouldn't do. Oh, wait. They're saying now I have to buy a ticket to go into Windsor. That's totally not fair. Oh, I want justice.
Okay, so according to the Telegraph, Harry is due to return to the UK in January, and he'll still be allowed to stay on properties in Windsor going forward if suitable warning is given. if that, again, we're just all assuming, but if that's the case, I think that's totally reasonable. And actually, I think it's more than reasonable. I wish the royal family would tell him to blank right off, but they won't do that. They're nice people. I wish they would, though. I think that'd be fabulous. This just seems like such a Harry move. Harry move is a funny sentence, but it seems like such a Harry thing to do, to play victim, to put it out there like, oh, my dad won't let me stay. Oh, he's being mean. And what's really going on is they're like, no, we're tired of your antics. You can stay as long as you play by the rules. And Harry can't play by the rules, ever. But see, the very next line says at the time he was offered the chance to stay at Balmoral with his father Charles on the anniversary of the Queen's death. But nope. He said his busy itinerary made it impossible. So no, Harry will never take any accountability. Harry's clueless. He'll never take any accountability for anything. He wouldn't do that because he may actually have to have a conversation with his father. He'd rather just, I don't know, go back and forth for his stupid court cases and waste everybody else's time and make a fool of himself, but what else is new? So instead, he remained in the South in a hotel. Okay. I just have the feeling that this is his people putting this out. I think it's a way, and you know what? I'm not leaving his Instagram loving you-know-what wife out of this. She is all about playing the victim as well. That's like her favorite thing to do. So she'll find a way to throw around the ist words about this one. But I find it interesting that this article is coming out, and it's trying, I think, to say, you know, oh, King Charles is being mean and the royal family's being mean and they won't let him stay unless he gives notice. You damn right. Can you blame any of them? Again, I think it's more than fair that they'll even let him stay at all. Then, if you recall, he decided to use this opportunity to do a photo shoot of himself paying respects to the Queen. I don't think this is respectful at all. I think this was him, again, trying to keep his name in the press. And honestly, trying to upstage William and Catherine, Prince and Princess of Wales. Good luck with that. It's because they had something planned that day. So he wanted to, in my opinion, get his name in the news for, oh, look, I'm there paying respects. My mean family won't let me stay. By the way, here's Windsor Castle. One of my favorite places in the entire world. So beautiful.
Harry, what are you going on about? You wanting to stay in Windsor Castle? It's Windsor Castle, not Knights Inn. It's literal Knights, not cartoon Knights motel.
Sorry, I don't remember what Charles sounds like.
The king of
I forgot what the king of the UK sounds like.
Way better than that. Yeah.
Probably a little more posh than that, but let's roll with it.
But King Paul, yeah. I need a place to stay. I don't want to have any of the responsibility, but I still want a bedroom and a home and security and bags of money.
Okay, that was freaking hilarious. Knights Inn. In case you guys don't know, that's a thing. It's here in America. I don't know if it's other places, but it's so funny.
And Knights Inn is total trash over here.
Yeah, it's not a great place to stay. But also, we do love King Charles. That was just a joke. Go with it. All right, let's keep going with the story here. Okay, so we got through that story to get to this one, which just came out. I don't know what day this is going up, but at the time of this recording, this just came out. Buckingham Palace denies reports that King Charles could be forced to let Prince Harry stay in Kensington Palace the next time he visits the UK to avoid stripping the Duke of his Counselor of State duties. Okay, so I don't know about you all, but this was, I tried to look for the article in between thinking I missed something. There's nothing there. So this is the first time hearing this, and I really feel like, oh, this is Doofus and Doofess behind the scenes putting this crap out there saying, it's, okay, I digress for a second. Go with me on this journey. Do you remember when they did this to the Queen? So many horrible things they did to the Queen. But they argued over the word royal, the use of royal, and said basically the Queen doesn't have the right to the rights over the use of the word royal. Instagram post, I believe, it was just real crappy. This is just what they do. They respond through the media. You know, the same media that Harry pretends to be afraid of, but still poses for constantly. Yeah, make that make sense. This is just how they handle it. So I feel like this is them, again, in my opinion, hitting back and saying, he can't strip me, you know, that whole thing. I think this is coming from their camp. It sounds like Buckingham has had to step up and say, like, shut up, Harry. As per usual, just shut up, Harry. So Buckingham Palace has denied reports that King Charles could be forced to let Prince Harry stay at Kensington Palace next time he visits the UK. The dispute comes amid alleged tensions surrounding his role as Counselor of State, which makes him one of seven members of the royal family who could deputize for king if he is abroad or unwell. By law, counselors of state, which include Princess Anne, Prince Edward, are required to have a home in Britain, but California-based Harry is effectively homeless in the UK after being evicted from Frogmore earlier this year. Here's my wishful thinking. I keep hearing, like when I bring up, well, why aren't they stripping the titles? Why is he still in line for this stuff? Why? And I hear so many of you guys who are so kind to take the time to write me and explain about, well, it's not just up to King Charles. It goes through, Parliament and all this stuff. I get it. There's a lot to this. I do have hope that this is a sign that things are happening behind the scenes. I keep hearing things are happening behind the scenes, but hence the behind the scenes, you don't see it. So hopefully I'm just taking this as a sign of things happening. Like maybe he will be removed from the list. I sure hope so. So in a bid to resolve the issue, sources claim royal courtiers have discussed leasing a property on the royal estate to Harry and Meghan. Sources told the Sunday Times that one option is an apartment at Kensington Palace. That's where Prince William and Catherine have a home and private office. So if that's the case, they're going to say, no, you're not. No way. I'm sorry. No way. No way. They have been through enough with these two. There is no way they're going to agree to any kind of rental of anything, even if it's in name only, because there is no way they're going to let these two bozos anywhere near their family again. And who could blame them?
I still don't see why people would want us to stay. We're the perfect guests. We're lots of fun. Even my wife, she doesn't eat much. She makes her own clothes. Please let us in, Pa.
So a friend of King Charles said the king can see it to the removal of Harry from Counselor of the State, but it would be seen as an act of antagonism, and he doesn't want to do that. That part I believe. But I just still hope that somebody else does. I'm just hoping that they're setting it up so, the king doesn't have to get blood on his hands or get into this, but I hope somebody can do this. What would make me thrilled is if William and Catherine behind the scenes are pulling strings and they see to it that Harry loses his place in line. I mean, what? There is just no way. I keep seeing the polls coming out of, everywhere here in America, there in the UK, everywhere, saying how wildly unpopular the both of them are and how they do want Harry removed from the line of succession, that sort of thing. I just find it interesting that both stories are coming out now. I do feel like it's probably Harry/Meghan's masterminding behind the scenes, trying to play the victim again. That's just all I could think about with this. Oh, mean family won't see us. They won't let us have a place to stay. Oh, it's something that they have to do. And the king's like, no, I don't think so. So we'll see what happens there. But I do have a question. Harry, is there anything else you want to add to this?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't love sleeping on the floor of Burger Pa.
Wait, was that to the tune of Burger King? Was that the Burger King song?
Yeah, that was the McDonald's song.
I was going with the King theme. I got confused.
It was ba 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 ba. I'm Whopper.
All right, smartass. Tell everybody where to find you.
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch. YouTube and Twitch and Burger King if you time it just right. Yeah. Please give me a cardboard crown. But I have been live streaming a little more lately. Thanks to everybody that's hung out. It's on Twitch. And if you want to check those out, the replays are still up. Twitch.tv/DrBadVibes. You don't need an account to view it, but it helps. And if you follow me there, it will give you a notification when I go live. Maybe I'll start having a more defined schedule. But so we'll plan another one. If enough people show up, maybe I can play that one in full on Harry mode.
Harry mode?
Yeah, Harry mode. Bigfoot. No, well, formerly known as Prince Harry, the royal formerly known as Prince Harry.
And didn't you do Harry mode last time with a mullet?
Yeah, I did do Harry mode, but it was business up front, party in the back. I put on a mullet and I drove a truck video game, and
Nice.
I honked, but I didn't honk a goose. I honked a truck.
Wow, I don't know how to follow that up. Thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate it. You guys are the best bunch of flockers ever. We appreciate you. If you want to further support the show, check out the merch. We got Make It Make Sense. Recollections May Vary. We have In a World Full of Megans Be a Catherine. That one has been wildly popular again. I love it. We also have Drunk Goose Club merch, so check that out. And if you want to further support, check out Patreon. We're doing all kinds of bonus stuff over there. Lots of deep dives, lots of extra content, something going up about every other day over there. That's where my executive producers are. Now, I keep saying it, and starting in October, my shout-outs at the end of the videos are going to change. I've heard you loud and clear. There's a lot of names. I love them. I'm going to shout out their names. I'm just going to do it differently. So you'll see what I'm talking about very soon. But for now, I'm going to shout out my executive producers. Honk, honk, everybody. A huge thank you to Linda. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you to Paige. Huge thank you to Teresa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Aaron and Frank. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Ann M. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Ann H. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Glynis. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Adair Becker. Thank you to Erica. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Barb G. Thank you to Diana. Thank you, Allison B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Lori. Thank you to Pauline. Thank you to KT. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you, Stromboli. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Loie. Thank you, Lucy H. Thank you to Georgia. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Robbins Landing. Thank you to Helen. Thank you to Mara. Thank you, Ashley C. Thank you to Molly. Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sand Squid. Thank you to Rach. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Domby. Thank you, Android P. Thank you to Sheena. Thank you, Aaron M. Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, Spectrum Mom. Thank you, Vanessa B. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Mimi Heathcote. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you to Bree. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you to Elvis Rose here on YouTube. Thank you to Lori. Thank you, Tim B. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Kathy with a C. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Ridley. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, John. Thank you, Donna D. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Chewy. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, 509 Cougs. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Big Bad John. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Duck Barf. Your name is always funny to me. Thank you, Susie. Thank you, Vicky loves her corgi. Thank you, Charisse. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Genesee. Thank you, Essie. Thank you, Lady Grandmother. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Funky Buddha. And thank you, Trish. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Kate Coffee. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, K Cubed. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Stragoria. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Morty, por favor. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Salami Mommy. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Zara. Thank you, Shiny. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Annalise. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Airdrie. Thank you, Lori Ann. Thank you, Nina. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Krisha. Thank you, Jay Jordan. Thank you, Ariella. Thank you, David the Maine Coon. Thank you, Little P. Thank you, Big City Eileen. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Cherokee. Thank you, Tiffany W. Can you guys believe I ran out of namespace on the other one, so I had to start a new list here. It's just unbelievable. Thank you to everybody who has signed up to be an executive producer. If you're interested, definitely check out patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. Thank you guys for everything. Have a great day. Bye-bye.